is enough said.
What's up, Heat Nation? Your boy Ernest here, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe as we on the road to 6,000 subscribers. I got breaking news for you guys, so together, let's go on another Miami Heat Talk adventure. Guys, trade rumors are heating up. It looks like Jimmy Butler may be traded sooner rather than later. It's been recently reported in a lot of different Twitter feeds, a lot of different videos, a lot of different reporters are coming up and saying that trade last night that the Phoenix Suns made, trading their 2031 future first round draft pick in order to get 3 future first round draft picks, was the catalyst in making this Jimmy Butler trade. Now, there's also multiple teams that have been reported that are interested in potentially making a multi-team trade. Milwaukee Bucks' name has been coming up like hotcakes. Now, it was reported before that Jimmy Butler had no interest in going to Milwaukee, but this has nothing to do to send Jimmy to Milwaukee. This is Milwaukee getting involved to getting a player that they want. Turns out, the Milwaukee Bucks are interested in taking on Bradley Beal. They have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard locked up for the next few seasons. They're going all in with this team. Milwaukee is the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. They're looking to win now, kind of like Phoenix. They're both in the same situation. They're both second apron teams. So this would actually benefit both teams that are pretty much desperate and going all in. Now, you also have other teams that are coming into the mix. Other teams that have cap flexibility, that have space, that are willing to take on certain players. Teams like the Toronto Raptors, the Detroit Pistons, and the Utah Jazz have come up. Now, this is going to get a little confusing, so I'm going to go ahead and make this as simple as I can. The rumor right now is that there's a potential 4-team trade. But in order to make this trade work, because Milwaukee is a second apron team, Phoenix is only letting go of Bradley Beal in this trade, so they don't have to shed salary. Milwaukee does. Remember, like I mentioned before, you guys, when you're a second apron team, you cannot aggregate players in a trade, which means you can't take multiple players. This is going to be for Phoenix, since they've already done their part to get draft picks. Now, Milwaukee, they have to do their part and shed some salary. So the rumor right now is that the Milwaukee Bucks are looking to send Pat Connaughton to the Detroit Pistons in order for cash consideration. The Detroit Pistons has the space. They're a playoff team in the Eastern Conference around the play-in mark, so Pat Connaughton can help them with their playoff push. It does make a lot of sense. Now, by making this trade, this would put Milwaukee under the second apron line. And now is when you can get the multiplayer trade. Now, there were several examples given, you guys, so I'm going to give you guys a few different options. So, the biggest part of this trade is with 3 players: Jimmy Butler, Bradley Beal, and Khris Middleton. Now, the way that this trade would work, follow me here, you guys. The Milwaukee Bucks will send out Khris Middleton, Bobby Portis, and Morris Beauchamp. They would go to the Miami Heat. Phoenix would also attach one of those first-round draft picks to send to Miami. In return, the Milwaukee Bucks will get Bradley Beal plus 1 to 2 future first-round draft picks. Now, that's big for Milwaukee. They don't have a lot of draft positioning. The Phoenix Suns would just get Jimmy Butler. The Utah Jazz would actually get Taurean Prince and DeLon Wright, along with a future first-round draft pick as well. Now, Utah would actually be a part of this trade because the deals haven't really been done yet. This deal that was done was orchestrating this trade. So technically, Utah would be getting that 2031 first-round draft pick. And then Utah would be sending those 3 first-round draft picks and scattering them, possibly 2 to Miami or 1 to Milwaukee. The Miami Heat would be getting Khris Middleton and Bobby Portis in this package. And if you guys want me to be honest, I think that's a great deal. We understand that with this whole drama with Jimmy Butler, with all the problems that are going on, let's be real, you guys, you're not going to get a superstar player for Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's quit on this team. You're not going to make a playoff run with Jimmy Butler. You got to let him go and get something for it. Khris Middleton, even though he has weak ankles and he's a little broken, he still had a very productive season so far. He's played 18 games this season, averaging a little over 12 points a game, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 48% from the field, 37% from the three-point line, and 83% from the free throw line. This is a guy that you can automatically slide in the starting small forward position or have him start in the backcourt next to Tyler Hero. Bobby Portis. I know you guys, and it's crazy to say that the Miami Heat is good with size, but when you have a three-headed monster like Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo, and Nikola Jovic, Bobby Portis can add to that. Bobby Portis gives us something that we need. Dog-like mentality. You don't mess with Bobby Portis. He got those crazy eyes. He would fit great with this Miami Heat team. Kind of like how PJ Tucker fit with this team, but in my opinion, better. Bobby Portis this season, you guys, 40 games so far, averaging 13.3 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 36% from the three-point line, and 46% from the field. He's got that dog-like mentality. I wouldn't mind having Khris Middleton and Bobby Portis on this team. Another reason why I'd be cool with it, these are two guys that are on player options next season. Khris Middleton is making $31 million this season. Bobby Portis is making $12.5 million this season. If both of these guys opt out of their contract next season, that is about $46 million you're losing on your books. Let's not forget the fact that Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson are on the final years of their contracts next season. This will open up the floodgates for the amazing 2026 offseason I've been talking about. The Miami Heat are preparing themselves for now and for 2026. Now look, trades can be made this offseason. If Bobby Portis and Khris Middleton opt out of their deals, you're going to have flexibility to trade for a superstar. You can trade for De'Aaron Fox. You can trade for Trae Young. You can trade for a Luka Doncic. There's a lot of flexibility the Miami Heat are going to have making a deal like this. But what have I said, you guys? The most important part trading for Jimmy Butler is getting players that can help you now. This season, make the playoffs. It's very important for the Heat to make the playoffs because if we make the playoffs, we'll have certain draft picks with us. If we do not make the playoffs this season, we will lose our 2026 draft pick unprotected to the OKC Thunder, and we'll lose the 2028 first round draft pick unprotected, which would go to the Charlotte Hornets. So it's important to make the playoffs this season. By adding Khris Middleton and Bobby Portis to the youth movement team we have right now, that is a playoff team. That is a team that can make a run in the second round. Possibly the Eastern Finals. You never know. You never know, you guys. But most importantly, you got to get Jimmy Butler off this team. He's checked out. It's time for him to go. Now, there's also other reports that the Toronto Raptors are also throwing their name in the mix. There's a possibility because they're fluttering Bruce Brown's name. Toronto wants to be involved in this package as well. And in order for Toronto to do that, Bruce Brown is making over $20 million this season and is on the final year of his contract. I would love Bruce Brown on this team. But I think Bobby Portis and Khris Middleton can add more. And let's be honest, you guys, it's just for a one-year rental. What this season is all about is two things. Making the playoffs so we don't lose our future draft picks, and building flexibility for next season, but most importantly, the 2026 offseason. The 2026 offseason, you guys, so many players are going to be available in free agency. They may not be available. They may re-sign and negotiate contracts, but there's a lot of flexibility coming up. And if you're able to get Jimmy Butler off your books this year, if you're able to get contracts like Middleton and Bobby Portis who have expiring contracts, and then if you're able to move Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson, the Miami Heat can have over $80 million of cap space while still having Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Nikola Jovic, plus the other young kids. Josh Christopher, Keshad Johnson, Isaiah Stevens. I'm excited about this report. I feel that a trade is happening this week, you guys. There's no reason why these rumors won't be building up. There was a reason that Phoenix made that trade yesterday. James Jones is the general manager from Phoenix. Where did he play? The Miami Heat. I'm sure that conversations are having between Phoenix and Miami. Miami don't want Bradley Beal. The whole time they've told Phoenix, if you can find another team that'll take Bradley Beal, we'll give you Jimmy. We don't want Bradley Beal. So Heat Nation, it's happening. Let me know in the comments your thoughts. Who would you prefer? A package between Khris Middleton, Bobby Portis? Do you prefer Bruce Brown? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I'm cutting this video during my lunch break, you guys. I am doing the best I can to give y'all all the updates I can. So show some support. Thank you guys for the continued support. And until next time, your boy Ernest out. And that is enough said. Let's go Heat.